Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the November 19th Town Board meeting at the Town of Unionville. We'll open with a pledge to the flag, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I hear she's going to reverse that.
Okay. Get a motion to approve the minutes for October 1st, please.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. I'd like to request a couple of amendments here to the agenda. I forgot to include approving the new highway employee. Like to insert that right after the highway superintendent's meeting, so he doesn't have to hang around for that. And then, like to request a executive session. That'll be after our motion to pay the bills. And that will be to discuss the continuing lawsuit by the library trustees. Have a motion to that, please?
So moved.
Second on that, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Got good news. We received a check for $50,000 today for the salt shed grant.
Oh, from the state?
Yep. So yeah, that offset that project there for us a little bit. And then the only other thing I have is coming up on December 6th is our grand illumination celebration. I'll have the town clerk give more details in her report, but it's a fun time for everybody, family event. It's when we flip the switch on all the Christmas decorations here, and there's food and Santa. And like I said, the town clerk will elaborate on that further for us. Board member reports, Councilman Walsh.
Yeah, anticipation of our request from one of our tenants to install a wood stove. I prepared several things I want to include in our discussion for that activity.
Sure. Councilman Darrell?
Not much to report other than just getting ready for the items that are on the agenda.
Okay. Councilman McGivney?
I attended the Equestrian Awards lunch this past weekend, Sunday. Was a great time, packed house. I've been attending the past 3 years, and this was the largest attendance I've seen so far. Loretta and her staff did a wonderful job, and I'd like to thank her for that. That's all I have.
Very good. Thank you. Town clerk?
You. So I'll wait till the grand illumination piece, but we will get to that. More importantly, recycling center passes are going to be on sale around Thanksgiving. We're almost ready to go. So you can purchase them in the same manner as you always have, online, in person, or through Peter at the recycling center itself. You can get an application and leave payment with him. And the grand illumination, which is a little bit more fun. It's again from 4:30 to 6 p.m. Santa will be arriving promptly by fire truck at 4:45. And he will visit with every child. And in the meantime, while you're waiting, you can do crafts. There will be cookies, hot cider. So it'll be, again, a really nice event for all families, residents or non-residents. There is a suggested $5 donation for non-residents. And I think Supervisor Frazier.
Yeah. Darren, can you zoom on this for me?
For this year. Made from Timor Park forest wood too.
Which one? Where are we at? Over here?
You're over this way. Yeah.
These are the ornaments that our Parks Department created. Like she mentioned, from woods that was collected here on the grounds, and the Parks Department did the branding on them. So everyone will be have one of these as long as they last. Okay, Highway Superintendent.
Okay, so we have a new employee, so we're back up to full staff. He's a promising young guy. I think he'll be just fine. He's a good fit so far. I'd like to thank the board for letting us buy new to us trucks. Well, definitely needed them. The salt shed is being filled as we speak. There is about 400 ton in it now. I got another 200 coming. So, the salt shed is actually working out really nicely. The lean-to part on the one side, we got some bins put in there. We're putting, material in there for, doing the dirt roads when they get icy in the snowstorms. I would like to, at some point, have the board come by, take a look at the surplus equipment that we need to put up for auction to help offset some of these other expenses we've run into, like to purchase these new trucks. There's probably 3 of the older trucks that can absolutely go. And, the trailer that was replaced with a new trailer this summer. And a few other items. So at some point, maybe I'll make a list. Y'all can come down or however you want to do it, but
Okay,
we
sounds good.
should try to get rid of those things.
Sure.
Instead of trip over them.
Yep. Always
That's all
good
I
to
got.
get some kind of value out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you're here, we'll entertain this resolution for the new employee that you mentioned. Councilman Welsh, would you like to read
Sure.
that, please?
Resolution number 61 of 2025. Resolution hiring motor equipment operator for the highway department. Whereas the town of Unionville has a need for a motor equipment operator for the highway department. Whereas the position of motor equipment operator is a non-competitive position pursuant to the rules of the classified civil service of Dutchess County. And whereas the town board of the town of Unionville has determined that it is necessary and appropriate to hire a motor equipment operator for the highway department. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. Number 1, the resuscitations above set forth are incorporated in this resolution as if fully set forth and adopted herein. The town board of the town of Unionville hereby hires Max Ecker to the position of motor equipment operator at a salary of $27.58 per hour, 40 hours per week. Mac Ecker's salary will be paid from the highway personnel budget line number D.5110.1. The town board hereby authorizes and directs the town supervisor and the town bookkeeper to file any and all documentation necessary to effectuate the intent of this resolution.
Have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Harrington is absent. Councilman Welsh,
Aye.
Supervisor Frazier,
Aye.
Councilman McGivney,
Aye.
Councilman Derland.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. He's legit now.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'm going to back up a moment here. I forgot to read the financial report. And this is as of October 31st. In our general checking account, we have 523,360. Miscellaneous receipts, we have 130,404. In general money market fund, we have 103,871. In the general New York class account, we have 2,742,924. In the general New York class reserve, that's the constable vehicles, is 5,167. ARPA, I ended up taking that money out and put it into the general. There was only $8 left after the roofing, so that will go away. Highway checking, a grand total of those accounts is 3,505,727. Highway checking is 112,065. Highway money market is 15,620. Highway New York class is 73,597. Highway New York class for the West Clove Mountain Bridge project is 609,451. Highway New York class equipment reserve is 181,023 for a grand total of, total of highway funds of 991,756 and a grand total of 4,497,483. Okay. Councilman Derland, would you like to read the animal report, please?
October Animal Control Report. During the month of October, there were 2 complaint calls. 1 resident was served with a court appearance ticket. Respectfully submitted, Mary Jean County.
Okay, thank you. Anyone like to comment on agenda items? Okay. New business. I sent you all an email explaining that we had an employee inquire about including a domestic partner on our health insurance plans. And we don't address that in the handbook. I surveyed with neighboring towns in Dutchess County and got 7 responses. And 6 of the 7 do include domestic partners in their as a family member in their handbooks, and the 7th is considering it like we are. I think it's probably something that we ought to consider going forward. Also did some other, in researching this in the handbook, I found some additional areas that we need to tighten up the handbook, because the family is defined as has different definitions in different portions of the handbook. And I think
So
what
they
we ought to
make it
do
listed.
is, make a definite, add family description to the definitions at the head of the handbook, and have that carry throughout the handbook.
Sure.
I think we ought to consider adding domestic partner to the definition of family. Some of the towns that responded remarked that they follow the New York State definition of domestic partner. And, we could do that as well, I suppose.
Yep.
I can work with the attorney in the meantime and come up with some ideas to get to you, and down the road, we'll put a resolution together once we agree on everything.
Sounds good.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. The tenant at 11 Time War Park asked about putting a wood stove in. I spoke with the parks manager, and apparently there had been one installed there previously. A portion of that installation is still there, but the stove itself is gone. I also checked with our insurance company, and they have no issue on that house having a wood stove in it. Also checked with Ian, and, he recommended that we require them to have some kind of certified installer, or have the installation certified safe after it's installed. And I think that's a good idea as well. John, you said you had.
Yeah, I was thinking along those lines. I felt they should have somebody professional actually install it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think the park manager should arrange for the annual cleaning of the chimney and the stove area. To make sure it's done rather than leaving it up to the tenant, because we have a much bigger
Right.
stake in
Yeah.
than them. That's what we did in the past. And we just added on to the rent bill that month that it was done at a exact amount for that. So the tenant paid for it, but the town arranged for the cleaning.
Okay.
Also, we should have the chimney inspected prior to the installation of the stove. I assume that would be done if we had it professionally installed, but I would be sure that is done. And I think it would also be a good idea to request that they have a fire extinguisher available in that room when they're using it.
All good ideas. I'm thinking we probably should add something about the storage of the firewood as well. That they, bring it inside as needed rather than storing firewood inside, because sometimes they
Yeah,
have
insects.
insects. Yeah.
And not have it leaning up against the house on
Well,
the
that's true.
outside.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
last time I had it in the garage.
I would make the recommendation to the board that they consider perhaps a lease amendment. I don't know, I haven't seen that lease, but however long that lease is, whatever the term is. If they want to do this, they should be going to sign a lease amendment, which would then actually make each one of these requirements
Oh,
a
great.
requirement within. the
In
lease.
writing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
If that's what the board is looking to do, I would say get all these comments, because they're great comments, put them down in writing. Get them to me and we can put together a lease amendment if the town
Yeah,
wants to proceed.
they're in this, I think they're in the second year of a 2-year lease at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll sign a renewal
Yeah,
with that.
possible.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they're gonna foot the bill, I would imagine. they're
Yeah,
making
I
a
mean,
step.
it sounds like they're making an investment in it.
Yeah,
Yep.
they worth their while.
That would be
Is it
part of
is
the
it
agreement as
permanent?
well.
Do we put that in there that it's permanent once it's installed, or they can take it with them?
I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen the lease, but generally.
Just generals
If you
talk.
install something of that nature, it would become a fixture
Okay.
in
right.
the premises, and that they would not be then removing it, because if that was what happened last time, leaves you in a worse spot.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
So we'll get those comments to Ian, or
yeah,
Is that-
yeah,
okay.
I'll get everything on paper and get it to Ian and send you all a copy as well.
okay.
We would need to do a resolution then to do the lease amendment?
I would have it.
Okay, so,
Just because whatever we draft is gonna come before the board
Right.
would approve the amendment, and then
Okay.
that amendment would
I
proceed.
think we have 3 weeks between now and the next meeting, so give us time to work on it.
Yep.
Okay, the senior center has requested to install a park bench outside our front door. As you're approaching the building, underneath the roof to the right, and I did measure it, there is space there to put it. And that would be, in the summer, they are relocated up here to do their meetings because of the summer camp.
Yep.
This gives the seniors a spot to sit and wait for their rides home if they need. They have offered, to pay for it out of their funds. And I'm sure the Parks Department could, it's a matter of 6 bolts. to
Sure.
Bolt it to the,
Yeah. Regarding that, when Peter Forrest passed away, a collection was taken throughout the town to have a bench put it in Timemore Park in his memory,
oh,
and that was never done.
okay.
So there should be money somewhere that was collected.
I'll work with the town clerk on that. and
Yeah, we
see,
can
and-
reference
There was quite a bit of money, right?
Yeah, there was actually at the time, obviously with price increases, even enough for 2 benches. There were so many.
Yeah, it was
generosity
at least
donated by his family.
$2,000, I think.
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
look at getting a plaque made for it.
Yeah, because that was what was going to be done instead of having any kind of a other memorial for Pete. Because he
Okay.
was supervisor,
Right.
highway superintendent, constable, and councilman over his career.
Okay. So is that, everybody good with going forward with this?
Yeah.
I am for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Old business, we have the highway truck purchase. I gave you all a call during the week, and at the suggestion of the attorney, and I thought it was a good one, was to have the trucks inspected by an independent agency, and I located another heavy truck dealership not too far from this one. And they sent their service manager over. And he reported that he's never seen trucks this age in such good condition. So that was real good news to hear.
Yeah, very encouraging.
Yeah. I think things are going to work out very well for us. Guess we'll read the resolution here and see if there's any discussion and following that. Councilman McGivney.
Town of Unionville Town Board Resolution number 62 of 2025. Resolution ratifying purchase of 2 plow trucks for the Town of Unionville Highway Department. Whereas the Town of Unionville has a continuing duty to the public to provide efficient and effective services to its residents. And whereas the town of Unionville owns several plow trucks which are essential to the public's health, safety, and welfare during the winter season and inclement weather. And whereas one of the plow trucks was recently sent out for repair due to a rusted fuel tank, and while being repaired, it was discovered that there was much more extensive rust damage to making the truck unsafe for further use. And whereas being short a plow truck for the upcoming snow season would put an undue burden on the remaining older plow trucks and will likely result in more breakdowns, leaving the highway department without sufficient capacity to maintain the town's roads and parking lots during the winter season. And whereas the town has explored purchasing new plow trucks at a cost of over $300,000, but delivery times are over 2 years or more, leaving the town with limited options to obtain a plow truck for the upcoming winter. And whereas the town highway superintendent researched and compared numerous quotes for used plow trucks and found 2 used plow trucks from HG Violet Inc. for a total cost of $41,800, which includes shipping. And whereas the town board has determined that it is both cost and time effective purchase to purchase the two used plow trucks to fill the immediate need of the highway department. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. The recitations set forth are incorporated in this resolution as if they're fully set forth and adopted herein. 2, the town board, the town of Unionville hereby ratifies the purchase of 2 used plow trucks from HG Violet Inc. for a total cost of $41,800. 3, the highway superintendent is authorized and directed to execute any documents necessary to register the 2 used plow trucks and to effectuate this resolution. 4, the highway superintendent is directed to submit a purchase order for the purchase of the 2 used plow trucks. 5, the town board of the town of Unionville hereby authorizes and directs payment for the 2 used plow trucks from equipment and capital outlay budget line 5132.2 and the amount of $41,800. The town of Unionville procurement policy is hereby suspended for the purposes of making such emergency purchase for reasons stated above.
Have a second on that?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I would just like to thank Ed for his diligent efforts finding these used trucks and realizing we can save a lot of money by buying them versus buying new ones, which are extremely expensive and a long way to get.
Yeah.
And they aren't near as reliable either.
No, and we need them now.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Harrington is absent. Councilman Welsh.
Aye.
Supervisor Frazier.
Aye.
Councilman McGivney.
Aye.
Councilman Derlin.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Resolution to approve the purchase of the pool covers. We discussed those at the last meeting. I'll read the resolution. Resolution authorizing purchase of pool covers for pools owned by the town of Unionville located at Timemore Park. Whereas the town of Unionville is the owner of a park known as Timemore Park located at 8 Timemore Park Road in the town of Unionville, and whereas Timemore Park has a wading kiddie pool and a main pool which is used by the residents of the town of Unionville, and whereas the 2 pools are in need of new covers, whereas the municipal park manager solicited proposals in accordance with the town of Unionville procurement policy for new pool covers, and whereas 3 proposals were received, whereas the municipal park manager has made a recommendation that the lowest responsible proposal was Holland's Pools and Spas in the amount of $16,000. Now, therefore, be it resolved as follows. The recitations above set forth are incorporated in this resolution as if fully set forth and adopted herein. The town board of the town of Unionville hereby authorizes the municipal park manager to purchase new pool covers for a sum not to exceed $16,000 from Holland's Pool and Spas as set forth in the proposal, a copy of which is annexed here too. The municipal park manager is directed to submit a purchase order for the purchase of the new pool cover. A second on that, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Harrington is absent. Councilman Welsh.
Aye.
Supervisor Frazier.
Aye.
Councilman McGivney.
Aye.
Councilman Derland.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. We discussed briefly last meeting, the electric service at 11 Time War. I don't recall what the need was to, the water heater. We're gonna replace the water heater and don't have space on the box to do that. With it being an older box and 150 service, I had suggested we upgrade to 200 amp service. We have the quotes, we have two quotes here. We contacted two additional electricians. One stated that they do commercial work only and consider this residential. The second one never responded back on that, or the fourth one, I guess it would be, never responded back. So we do have two quotes here. And I believe that the number it's at, that's all that's required anyways with the procurement. So the low quote for the full 200 amp upgrade is 4,635. To install a sub panel to carry the water heater is 1,545. The second quote was 8,000. Actually, it's more than that. It's 9,375 for the 200 amp upgrade and 3,625 for the 100 amp sub panel. I still think it would be a good idea to do the 200 amp upgrade because the panel that's in there is fairly old.
Yeah, and that's kind of standard down to 200 amp.
Yeah, that has central air and several air conditioning units. And I think it's a good idea to have, that kind of service to power them.
And the first quote you read was for the 200 amp plus a sub panel off that 200 amp.
No, when
Either-
with the 200 amp panel, there'd be ample space
For
the water heater. Yeah, and there'd be additional slots left that for future use.
So the other one was just for sub panel.
So just a sub amp, right? Which was an alternate method to do this.
Yeah.
We're close to halfway to the, well, now, not quite close, probably about a third of the way to the full panel replacement with the sub panel. And that would still leave us with an old main panel.
Yeah.
If we have, you want to give me an idea which direction you want to head, I can have the attorney then draw up a resolution for the next one. I doubt we'd be able to schedule it before the next meeting, but I can, make calls and then we can get this in form of a resolution.
I mean, I think from a safety standpoint, it would be best to upgrade the panel to a 200 amp where you have a new panel, nothing's loose, no heat no sources for heat or fire.
Right.
And just to have an electrician go through the whole panel and certify that it's safe. So, I mean, I think that's probably the better way to go, even though it's more money, is to upgrade the panel.
I agree, yeah.
200 amp.
Right.
Agreed.
I do as well. I'll work with the attorney then and get this resolution going for the next meeting and work on scheduling the work. Like I said, I doubt that it's gonna be coming in before our next meeting.
Yep.
Okay. And here's the one we've all been waiting
Big
for.
budget one.
Yeah. We sent you the pages to put in the budget with the amendments we made at the last meeting. We're at a 0.4% change from last year on our end of things. Highways at 1.9%, which comes in, I guess, at 1.2% total increase. Then the drainage district remained this 1.2%, and the fire fund came in at 1.7%. So overall, it's a 1.4% increase over last year.
Well, we did our part, 1.2%. Well below the cap.
Right.
That's pretty good considering inflation rates and the cost of everything going up, that we were able to keep the increase that low.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'd like to point out too, the fire district has been, saddled with the full-time EMS program now.
Yeah.
And their increase came from increase in EMS service. They held the line on their own expenses. It's the nature of the beast at this point to get the EMS coverage here. Councilman Welsh, I guess we're
Sure.
back to you on
Yep.
that.
Okay, Town of Unionville Town Board Resolution number 64 of 2025. Resolution adopting annual town budget for the fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2026. Whereas the town supervisor has filed the tentative 2026 budget for the town of Unionville pursuant to section 106 of the town law. And whereas the town clerk delivered the tentative budget to the town board in accordance with the town law, section 106. And whereas the tentative budget has been considered, discussed, reviewed, and modified and adopted as the preliminary budget by the town board on October 15th, 2025. And whereas the town board on November 5th, 2025, commencing at 7:30 PM, held a public hearing on the preliminary budget approval by this board and filed with the town clerk for the fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2026, and having heard all persons desire to be heard in the matter, and the budget for the town for the fiscal year 2026 having been fully discussed and considered, they close the public hearing. And whereas the town board has considered certain changes, alterations, and revisions to the preliminary budget, whereas the preliminary budget adopted and filed as aforesaid is hereby changed and altered and revised as set forth in the minutes of the proceedings of the town board. Now therefore be resolved as follows. The recitations set forth above are incorporated in this resolution, and it is fully set forth and adopted herein. Pursuant to the town law, section 109, that said preliminary budget as changed, altered, and revised is hereby adopted and established as the annual budget for the town for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2026, and that such annual budget as so adopted is detailed in the minutes of the proceedings of this town board. The 2026 town board tax rate is $5.46 per $1,000 of assessed value, with a tax levy imposed of $3,559,114. The town clerk of the town shall prepare and certify as provided by law duplicate copies of the said annual budget as so changed, altered, and revised, as hereby adopted, and deliver one such copy to the supervisor of the town, and that she shall present and copy to the Dutchess County Legislature as required by law.
Have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilman Harrington is absent. Councilman Welsh.
Aye.
Supervisor Frazier.
Aye.
Councilman McGivney.
Aye.
Councilman Durling.
Aye.
All righty. Any public comment on town issues? Okay, have a motion to pay the bills, please?
So moved.
A second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, can I have a motion to move an executive session to discuss the lawsuit filed by the library trustees?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, folks, you're welcome to stick around, but we won't be conducting any further business after the executive session. And we will return as soon as possible. Going to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. No decisions were made and no funds were allocated. Our next meeting will be December 3rd here at 7:30. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much, folks.